Hello YouTube, this is Pat with Pettis Advanced Training Solutions. Today we're going to start the first of our series with Master John Maynard in Wilmington, North Carolina. Mr. Maynard is the owner and operator of Champion Martial Arts in Wilmington, North Carolina. Mr. Maynard also does a great service to law enforcement in the community by providing his own defensive tactics systems for law enforcement and military. His system's name is O.S.B.D, Offensive Strategic Body Defense. We're going to talk with Mr. Maynard right now and get a little insight about his system and who Mr. Maynard is. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. You also have your own system, which is O.S.B.D.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about O.S.B.D.?
O.S.B.D, Offensive Strategic Body Defense, is a gross motor skill program.
Yes.
We teach it to everyone, and I don't know how else to say this, but me being the least common denominator, being old and slow, I need to get my hands in front of me, and I need to move. Everything else will happen, okay? Then you can add a little technique and a little violence to it. But if I can't do this part of it, I'm not going to survive it. So it's a gross motor skill when something comes at you to put your hands in front of you. What you do from there is, and our whole goal is we say move behind them. The reason we say move behind them is to get the angle. And we said, angle, flank them, and where flank them went. So, it's just you can't stand here. The only place you can't be is right here. Yes. And if you're over here, the only place you can't be is right there. Where you are is where you can't be. This is one of the things that I have a problem with firearms training, is stationary firearms training. It's a farce. It's stupid. Yes. It doesn't work. And you have to be able to move and use a firearm. Period. End of list. You are 50% more likely to live in a gunfight if you're moving.
Yes, sir.
I'm old.
Yes, sir.
But Al, if you stand in front of me, I can hit you.
Yes,
I can shoot you. Not that I want to, but if you're moving, it's different. You're an old country boy like me. You hunt rabbits. If they're stationary, I got your ass. But if you move, it's a whole different story. So it changes everything. Movement is life. Movement is key. The reason we block is because we have to. There is no reason to block if you don't have to. That's why movement is key. Control that distance and move as much as possible. And as far as firearms are concerned, which is cover, and please help me.
Yes, sir. Now, I understand that your O.S.B.D is more geared towards law enforcement, helping our law enforcement professionals. How do you think that your system can significantly impact law enforcement and make them safer in their average daily duties?
Well, my goal with law enforcement, I'm going to look in the camera when I say this, my job is to help you get home.
Yes.
That's it. The greatest thing that I can do with law enforcement and that you can do for your families is to go home alive after your shift. And if I can give you something that will help you do that, that's my job. We don't do nothing earth-shattering. It's not like the disappear in a puff of smoke thing. These are basic skills.
Yes.
Fighting's ugly. Fighting's mean. Size matters. Weapons count. Yes. You have to get this over with right now. And we're going through a big upheaval right now with everything about defund the police, whatever. Who are you going to call? And we need to call someone like you. Don't call me because I'm going to be sitting at the house. I'm in there with the shotgun. Please don't come in my house. I don't want any problems.
Yes.
But at some point you have to have that line. It's called the thin blue line if you don't know. The thin blue line, that's between the chaos and the okayness. And we have to have that, okay? Our cities are going crazy. Everybody's mad about everything. I don't know the answer, but you can't take the good guys off the street and expect the bad guys not to be bad guys.
Yes, sir.
There's a reason that people stop doing things. The reason they stop doing things is because someone stops them from doing it. Yes. And that's where your guys and your heroes come in.
And you said something that was very important to me there. You talked about the basics. You've always taught me that the fundamentals the basics is what makes you really, really good. We can't be very fancy first if we don't understand the fundamentals. And from what I'm understanding from our conversation here, that you have a very fundamentally sound system that's going to work for everybody. Am I mistaken on that?
No, sir, you're not. And you know you're not. But chrome don't get you home, okay? You're a motorcycle guy. You get that. The more alternate parts you put on that stock bike, the more apt you are for things to go wrong, okay? Custom only means custom because it's different.
Yes.
Stock, basics,
Yes.
footwork, understand what's going on, communicate, talk to people, talk to your people. You have to have good basics. Do I understand what I'm asking for? And you and I have spoke about this, about pain compliance. Pain and compliance are two different things. And I talk about this when I train with a lot of law enforcement officers that are canine officers. If a dog is biting me on my crotch,
Yes, sir.
and they say, stop fighting my dog, I can't stop fighting your dog because it's biting me in the crotch.
Yes, sir.
So understand what you're asking for when you do this. I understand the dog biting me. I'm trying to stop it from tearing what I may need there at some point off. So again, pain compliance. You turn my arm over, you arm bar me, and you're saying, stop fighting, stop fighting. What happens is, most of the time they move people to their feet. Our goal is to get them in cuffs.
Yes.
That way doesn't work. Turn them, take them down, get them in cuffs. Let's get this over with. Let's go away. Get them out of the situation.
Yes, sir.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Well, that was a very interesting interview with Mr. John Maynard of Champion Martial Arts in Wilmington, North Carolina. As usual, John, you never let me down. You're a very animated individual, but most important, you are a very knowledgeable individual when it comes to martial arts and how to keep people safe. Thank you for the interview, Mr. Maynard.